When Brother Doug asked me to share my testimony, he asked me to share on the Sheep and the Shepherd series. It goes a little deeper than that for myself, and I want to share some things with y'all. And the reason I want to share these things with y'all is because it will help you understand more where I come from, and then you'll better understand in the real power of what God can do for one's life. Y'all, I come from a very, very, very dark place. I lived my entire life for me. I didn't care about my family. I didn't care about my children. I had a love and an obsession for men, fast cars, and drugs. Every drug you can think of, I've tried. My drug of choice was methamphetamine. It destroyed me. It destroyed my life. It destroyed my children. I was married to a very, very abusive man for 13 years that used to beat me severely, to the point of where my jaw was broke, my jaw was wired shut. I didn't know God was there. God was there. Even though I didn't know God was there, God was there. He got me through it. I am here today. This same man that severely beat me was very unloyal and unfaithful. It caused me to run him over with my car. I was sentenced to 8 years in the state penitentiary in Stockton, California. I did 5 years. A lot of your life changes in 5 years. My children were taken from me. And God got me through it. When I came out, it still didn't change me. My children were gone. I had nothing to live for that I thought. But I know now that God was there and God had a plan. I'm not good with dates and times. You hear a lot of people give their testimony, and they know dates, times, and years. I don't know dates, times, and years. I didn't care. I didn't keep track of time. The only time I knew was the time that I was locked up. And even though I was locked up, I was still high. Only my drug of choice changed from marijuana and speed to heroin. It wasn't until, and this date sticks very livid in my mind, because on December 21st of 2008, I was high then too. Didn't know it, but God was sure with me on this ride. On that road going out towards past the nursing home in Stamps, that first curve, it's called Dead Man's Curve. I hit that curve doing 100 miles an hour. I mistook the road. I thought the driveway was the road, and when I realized where the road was, I overcorrected. It shot me off out into the woods. I never rolled my car. I wasn't wearing my seatbelt, but I hit one tree, hit another tree, hit another tree, and the last tree I hit head on. And it threw me out of the windshield. And I laid there for 5.5 hours until somebody found me. I lacerated my kidney, broke 90% of my body, had bleeding and swelling on the brain. I was in a coma for a long time. They called my family. Jamie and I weren't together at that point. I had severely broken his heart and betrayed him and left him. And when my daughter called Jamie and said, "Mama's not going to make it," We need to go see her, and we need to take Michael. They don't think she's going to live through the night. Well, they hadn't been letting her bring Michael in to see me because they had given me staph infection when they gave me surgery. When Michael come through them doors and hollered, "Nana," I came out of a coma. And I was like in a state of shock. I didn't know where I was, what had happened. I didn't know Jamie. I didn't know my daughter. The only one I knew was Michael. And at that point, I still didn't know God, but God was there. God had a plan. They told my daughter and Jamie that I would be a vegetable for the rest of my life, and I would never walk again. I've been coming to church here for 4 years. God has changed my life. One of my prayers during that time, laying in that bed in a full body cast, not knowing that there was a God, but laying in that bed, I had a lot of time to reflect. There was TV shows on, shows about the Word of God. Dr. Charles Stanley with In Touch Ministries was on, and I started to hear the Word of God. And I began praying, "Lord, if you will just let me walk into a church, anywhere, somewhere, just let me walk and to hear your word. I will surrender my life to you and learn your word." It'll be 7 years this December since my accident. And no, I'm not who I want to be, but thank God I'm not who I used to be. And Jamie and I God has placed us back together. We will be remarrying on August 16th, right here at church. We'd love to have y'all. What the Sheep and the Shepherd series has done for me is not only through all of the trials that I've been through, but the Sheep and the Shepherd series opened my eyes and showed me, because I never knew. I was always self-induced in numbness from drug intoxication. What it was to be treated and loved and to care and love for others. And the Sheep and Shepherd series taught me how to love and respect and to be loved and respected. And our place as sheep for the shepherd and for the church, and what our responsibility is to be united and to be there for each other and to love each other and to hug each other. And no, there may be some that you don't like. It doesn't mean that you have to go and have communication with them every day, call them every day. But there are ones that you may not even know them, but you know that they're hurting or that they're lost. A kind word, sharing the word, being there for them, loving on them is what it takes and what they need. And I thank each and every one of you for all that y'all have done and shown for me. Y'all, I never knew what it was to live life without being intoxicated and what true friendship and true love is. I want to thank my husband. I thank my Mikey for putting up with me and for allowing me to be a part of their lives. And I can honestly say, now that I know God, the woman that I was supposed to have been for my husband will be there this time. And the commitment that is there is not just to your husband, it's to God. And y'all need to understand that it is God's commandment for us all to obey and love one another and be united. I love y'all, and I thank you for listening to me. I could go on forever. There's so much more. But God knows. And I know what God has done for me. and he died for me, an unworthy sinner that I am. God died for me, and I'm going to live for him. Thank y'all.